What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we're jumping into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we are heading into the Highlands with Tundra. This map is relatively large, so we're probably going to be trying to make use of Avalanche to move around properly, and that's to make sure that we can get back and forth between the few lanes that exist here, 3 lanes, and keep anything from getting into the rift. Now, there's some wide space to use on this area, but at the same time, enemies are actually going to be moving pretty fast. There's a lot of runners, and a lot of really wide walls and spaces. So we're gonna see if we can take advantage of the wall space to get some damage done and just mop up what's coming out here. But go ahead and get started. This is what I'll be using here. Let's go.
Wise choice.
All right. Yeah, Tundra's movement speed is not amazing on foot, but Avalanche definitely helps with that, so we're going to try to use that to make a difference.
I suppose it will do its duty. Crude, but I suppose we must stop at nothing. Well placed, I think. Steel and magic are a poor substitute for claw and tooth. If we must. I do not love these, but I suppose I love our enemy less.
We're not going to try to slow the enemy down here at the moment.
Has opened a minion portal.
Kind of just want them to come through and take the damage as it's going out. And ultimately, because I think I'll be able to handle this lane pretty well without it. I may put one slow right here just to make sure that this floor scorcher has a bit of an easier time setting multiple enemies on fire. But other than that, I probably won't need too many. Grabbing iced over because I'm going to be spamming the ice bolts eventually. I'm going to change this entire setup after I move to be able to deal better with the flame ogres that are going to be coming through here.
Hard to breathe with a shard of ice in your lungs. Experience is the forebear of wisdom. Crude, but I suppose
An unstable rift.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Destroy it.
Okay.
howdy, y'all.
Thank you. Gonna head over here, whack this a few times.
Wintertide never heals.
Wow.
And our heroes destroyed the unstable rift, and there was much rejoicing.
Gonna wind up putting another one of these, not there, but in the guardian path a little bit closer to the right gate. Okay.
If we must. I suppose it will do its duty. Well placed, I think. Steel and magic are a poor substitute for claw and tooth. I do not love these, but I suppose I love our enemy less. Steel and magic are a poor substitute.
That'll get me most of the coin back. I can just go over here and get this started. Now, enemies are still going to go through that first room kind of quickly. But the most important thing for me is to make sure that nothing really gets through here easily.
But I suppose we must stop at nothing. I suppose it will do its duty. They've broken through a gate!
All right, so over here,
No trespassing.
gonna grab chilled weapons. These guys are mostly grouped up now thanks to all the freezes and whatnot. I can actually
A soldier fights as they are trained.
drop one of these right here.
Well placed.
That's for the most part where I'll be fighting here. I never opened this, did I? Nope, they broke it.
I would rather feel my enemy's last breath upon my cheek. Who disturbs my watch? I do not love these.
That should really be about it.
Suppose I love our enemy less.
I can place a couple of extra slows here just to make sure that more enemies get caught on top of the flames.
Continuous improvement of the mind is better than any weapon of war.
And now I absolutely need to get back and support that guardian.
Winter's eternal prison awaits.
And there we go. If I don't want to deal with anything else here, I need at least 2 of these. They should take out the Lysander here. And if I'm lucky, most of the traps will take care of the larger guys.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening. Get to it and destroy it.
Mainly because there's not too many. The goal is really to get the Lysander killed before you can res too many of them.
The enemy's boss is dead.
You just kind of want to ambush them. Okay, now we have a ton of enemies that are going to be coming out here. We get a Waver's Tail to prepare on the left side. But then after that, it's going to be all sorts of work.
Well placed, I think.
Go ahead and open this up.
If we must.
Those are the fire ogres. The big yellow dots in the center here. And their entire purpose is just to make sure that if you use barricades in the center, that they're going to be wrecked. And luckily, because of the good old ice vent, the first one takes a good bit of damage, but it's not enough to deal with all of them. Okay. I'll get over here just in time to deal with these firelings. They actually don't do anything to the rift, but if you don't kill them, you don't get the coin.
I draw near to my last breath. Provides protection and they keep our drinks cool. code. There is a time to fight and a time to heal.
All right.
To make a mess. Nothing clings like the code.
Unchained there just to get the health back. Because without it, I definitely would have died. Can let them build up a bit.
Steel and magic are a poor substitute for claw and tooth. If we must. Crude, but I suppose we must stop at nothing. Intruder!
Ooh, that was a good spin. Knocked out all of the heavy guys. Now, while I'm not too worried about him actually being able to defend from here on, I do need to get back here and make sure that this place is a bit better defended. Do something like this.
My enemies have nearly overcome me.
Angry chickens for the win.
I suppose it will do its duty. Well placed, I think. I do not love these, but I suppose I love our enemy less.
Right here? Yeah.
I feel my enemy's last breath upon my cheek.
Good old Hall of Arrows. Not as effective on short enemies, so good floor traps are definitely going to be needed. But for the heavier enemies, they get shot up pretty well. They can take multiple arrows per trap. And that's kind of what arrow walls are for. Kind of shaky at dealing with anybody that's small, but the big guys get wrecked.
No executioner was ever so busy as ice.
You know, it's funny. The human image looks very similar to Cygnus, and the character actually plays a lot on Cygnus's original design concept, where he could fake his death. Only in their case, you just wind up attacking the wrong one. I wonder if they decide to write the mercenaries into the story in a future Orcs title. If like the human image or the eye mage, depending on whatever they actually, you know, try to define his name as, you know, what sort of relationship he'll have towards Cygnus or any of the other heroes.
I will not disappoint. Feel the teeth of winter. They will not pass. You do not belong here.
Alright, for the most part, this should be just running through the waves now. There's not much else for me to have to build up or work on.
Steel and magic are a poor substitute for claw and tooth. I do not love these, but I suppose I love our enemy less. If we must. Crude, but I suppose we must stop at nothing.
Like, I think the traps are really going to do most of the work from here on out. Mainly just because of how much extra running room is built at the start of this map. Like, I think that's probably the biggest issue with it. Just that there's a whole lot of space at the top that you can't trap, that enemies just have to run through. Which is probably why they have the par time as high as they do.
Let go the blades of winter!
No trespassing.
They always gotta throw some earth elementals into the mix.
An unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it.
Winter's spear pierces deep!
We have destroyed the unstable rift.
They will not.
Well, now that I really don't need to worry about movement, I can kind of just pull my way through everything.
The rift.
Really not much else to do here. Like, there's gonna be a lot of cleanup in the center because of the fact that I didn't just spam arrow walls, and the grinders are gonna have a much longer cooldown time due to the way that trap is set up. Could actually do another one of these. I don't even think anything needs to be thrown up in front of this guy, though. Let's see. Yep. The BGH ballistas that I set up in the center of there worked out pretty well.
Let winter's arrows pierce your heart.
Alright, and then we just clear these guys out. This is probably the slowest clear I'll have on this map, just because of the fact that I'm not actively hunting down everything and chasing the gates. If you're door camping, you can clear this super quick. But you will have to bring a setup that allows you to sustain your health if you're going melee, just because of its obvious disadvantages with firelings. Otherwise, you can just chill, let the traps do the work for you. Like that. Great. So that map was definitely a lot of trap damage because of some of the fire elemental enemies. Thunder's damage was a bit boosted, but mainly it was due to AoE attacks and just enemies coming in clumps. Well, that's Highlands. The main issue with that map is just the size. If you can group the enemies up, AoE traps will do a lot more damage, and that will clear it pretty easily for you. Next up is going to be Avalanche, which is a decidedly harder map since the most recent changes to it. They closed off the ability to loop some paths around and forced you to split it into like a sort of 2-lane situation instead of 1. But either way, that's where we're going next. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Orcs or anything in particular, feel free to drop those in the comments, or even any of the other games that I've been doing. If you follow the channel, there's a bunch of other stuff that's probably going to be going up sometime soon. Just things that are in development from other companies, as well as some stuff that I just want to put up personally. So we'll see when that happens, but either way, thank you guys for tuning in. I sincerely appreciate it. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and as always, have a good one, folks.